Hello and what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. Let's get ready to get started for the first season in the 2021 series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport. The first round will be going in to take place at Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix layout for 17 laps. Group 3 category will be doing first to take the first step. Will be get started for today, because it's going to get a lot of good perfection whenever we're about to get started by having a race mandatory will be going on for the tires. So check on the race details to scroll down by a pit info whenever we can probably have to take one first step to avoid a 1-minute penalty. We'll be using the hard racing compound tires will be required, so make sure this one might have some following step of directions. We'll have to take a lot of good ways to reach up onto the top 3 finish towards a good success. So right now, I'll be taking part in Team Chevy by using the Corvette C7 Group 3 with the UDRS InSportec livery will be selected and get started for the competition. So be on the lookout for the balance of performance regulations will setting up automatically. The power will be going increase at 103%. 100% on the weight will stay the same, and starting out with any compound tires whenever you want. Competition awaits us before we will join in. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the first race, and let's begin. Welcome to the first season of the 2021 series of the Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport. Here we go, and this is going to be the first ever of this year's race. We'll be taking on in Barcelona for the Group 3 race car. KD1997 is in first place in the Mercedes AMG GT3. Gabriel Guriguri in second place. And here's Badass 350X is now going into third place for the Jaguar F-Type. Glory to Hong Kong in 4th place in the Porsche 911 RSR. And here's UB Umax is now taking 5th place in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Can Panelet 187 is now ready to take 6th place in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3. And here's myself in 7th place for the UDRS InSportec livery of the Chevy Corvette C7. Metal Heavier 1234 is now taking 8th place in the Peugeot RCZ, and here's Monkey Ariana in 9th place in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. Gui Miradas 39 10th place in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3, and here's Travallo Felicio is taking 11th place in the Audi R8 LMS. Victor Golden is now taking 12th place, and here's Julius and Nicuria is now taking 13th place. DD2 Saint 32 is here in 14th place in the Porsche 911 RSR. Kingster is now taking 15th place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. IE Dirt 00 takes position number 16 in the Peugeot RCZ. Push God 22 in 17th place in the Nissan GTR GT3. Grey Ghost 126 in 18th place for the Porsche 911 RSR. Flint Skinny is now taking 19th place in the Dodge Spotter SRT GT3R. And here's for the last place driver is Thank Gong J is now taking the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. Every tire strategies will be going organized, so be remember the mandatory will be taking the requirement to be using the hard compound will be going forward to proceed towards the finish line. So let's go over to have a good rolling start. So get ready, because this is going to be the perfect moment out there for having a good successful race. 3 seconds on the timer, and we're about to be going in to take the first round of this year's 2021 series of the Manufacturer Series is going underway. Good luck out there, folks. This race is only just the beginning. We'll be taking on for the most successful parts. It's going in to take the first straightaway, so better make sure this one might have to take turn 1 to get ready. It's about to go dived in, we'll going concentrate. Very good, and just gonna have to keep a good eye out on every drivers whenever they can probably have to stay on a mobility balance. UDRS is now going in to take position number 5 by taking the side-by-side on Glory to Hong Kong in 4th place in the Porsche 911 RSR. Sector 2 will proceed forward, and that one might have the upper hand for UDRS, will take 4th place. Gabriel Goguri in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG is going in to take... Oh man, it looks like the Lamborghini is going a little bit loose in control. I bet this is going to be having a major situation out there, folks. That is going to be having some major issue out there by having an instant replay. So far, so close. This race is only meant to be having a good start for having a clean race, but issues is going to be quite having the unexpected. UDRS is going in to take 3rd place to catch up onto Badass 350X in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3. Sector 3 going in at the sharp hairpin. This one might have a good formation lineup to catch up onto the Mercedes-Benz in 1st place. Team Chevy is going in to take the bronze position, and Jaguar is taking silver. That one might take the fierce chase out there, and here comes the next turn towards the heavy chicane. It's going to get a little bit sharp edge. We'll have to stay caution. Very good. Just slow and steady to stay in the 2nd gear and take that final turn. That one might have the final ways. We're going in onto the straightaways, and here comes lap number 2. Gabriel Grigori is now going in onto the fastest lap by 1 minute and 53.930 seconds. This is going to be quite doing successful out there, folks. This race is going to be the perfect highlight for the United Defensive Reformation Service. We'll be doing the much brilliant strategies to be starting out on the racing medium compound tires. It's about to go in onto 2nd place for UDRS in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 to catch up onto Mercedes-Benz in 1st place. Leaving Sector 1, going in onto Sector 2 at the hairpin, we'll be going formation out there at the inside in the school circuit layout. Keep on track. This one might take the next hairpin. We'll be going down onto the steep hill. That's the ticket. That one might going in back onto the compact circuit. We'll be going in onto the next turn. It's going to get a little bit tougher out there. I have to beat his fastest lap time. We'll be going successful. Very good. Very nice. This will be a very good spectacular race in the 1st round. We'll be going for the most perfect segment of all time. Now goes in onto Sector 3. UDRS is ready to go for taking the most hardest defense. Will be guarded in onto 2nd place. This will be the most fierce successful main objective for having the first time ever to be in the Manufacturer Series. But it's about to be going in. Just stay on track onto the heavy chicane before coming in onto the final turn. That one might have a good suitable formation. We'll have to stay on the ropes. And Gabriel Grigori is now going in to take the farthest gap distance in about 4.5 seconds. This is going to get much harder out there to see it. Mercedes-Benz is going away from Chevrolet to be in 2nd place, while Mercedes is taking 1st place to be in the most far effort to see how strategies is going to be quite going matter. Taking turn 3 is going to get a little bit smoothly onto the full straightaways to be shortly in at the end of the 1st sector. Now goes in onto Sector 2. This one might take a good formation strategy lap tip. We'll be going guidance by using the medium compound tires because it's going to get interchangeable for having some suitable effort ways to see how drivers can do for only one tire to save it for the racing hard compound. Will be going requirement by the mandatory. Just gonna have to keep a good eye out. Several drivers are now going in onto the struggle. Mexican driver Metal Heavier 1234 is now going in onto 4th place to reach up onto the 3rd place driver. Badass 350X in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3 is now going in onto the medium straightaway towards Sector 3 at the sharp hairpin. Landmarks by the hairpins is going to be the only reminder spot in this track. that might give a good smooth effort to see the spectators really want to see Team Chevy in the United Defensive Reformation Service livery design will be going for the Silver Glory. But that might take few laps until stopping in at lap number 8 is going to be the only main guest will be going on to the pits. But here comes lap number 4. It's about to be going in to take the higher ropes out there to see how third and fourth place driver is about to be taking on for the fierce chase. And here's Glory to Hong Kong in 5th place from Canada is now going in. Porsche 911 RSR is still trying to catch up with 2 drivers between the third and fourth place driver by having a formation lineup at the full straightaway. Taking turn 1 and turn 2 before going in onto turn 3. UDRS is still tries to keep it endure in about a gap distance of 1.4 seconds behind. That one might take sector 2 after leaving sector 1. We'll be going on for the formation out there to be on the inside track. Everything goes smoothly, just having a one good smooth sailing for having some few gap distance will be going increased to buy some time. The battle is going to be quite grueling out there for the third place driver is still actually ongoing. The Mexican driver in 4th place is still pushing in on the offense. That one might have the Canadian driver will have to keep going in and wait. Looks like we have the 6th place driver is going to be quite going in, followed by the 7th place driver from Brazil is now going on for the chase. Everybody is going in by taking the far separate, but this one might have sector 3 at the sharp hairpin will be quite taking exercise caution. But as 350X is closing in, UDRS is going to quite giving a little bit more push out there before going down onto the sharp chicane. Keep it slow and steady. This one might take some inside apex. We'll have to do the same. Very nice. That one might take some few cautions to keep an eye out if any drivers just barely made a loose in contact by having a spin out. Well wait, looks like Monkey _ Argentina is now dropping down onto 8th place while the Brazilian driver is moving forward to take 7th place, and we are in the 5th lap, folks. This will might take a reminding strategy for the number of laps remaining by using the medium compound racing tires. We'll have to take for only 3 laps remaining as a reminder during this part of the strategy. Just gonna have to keep holding on. But as 350X is closing in, just gonna have to keep pushing forward in about 1 second behind the gap. Take another hairpin, go smoothly on the inside. Take that good guidelines, we'll be doing safely, we'll proceed. That should probably have to do it. This race is going to be taking a most successful opportunity for Chevrolet. We'll be doing much fine skills. We'll master on every corners to be on the Spanish racetrack. Only 16 drivers left standing because that might take a most challenging effort out there to be in Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix is going to get much harder out there to see how many Group 3 racers are still tries to overcome its greatest successful to be in the first round in the Manufacturer Series of the 2021 series. After 6th round from the first season of the Exhibition Series, this one might take the real deal, but it's about to go hard by taking a lot of excellent strategy. We'll be doing much brilliant successful by any precision. We'll be going in towards the finish line. Lap number 6, only 2 more laps remaining by using the medium racing compound tires. Interchangeable is going to be the only way before it could probably have to take 1 lap reminder as an urgent warning. This one might take, oh man, looks like this is going to get a little bit pushing out there. That's not good, but that 350X just barely took an attack on UDRS by having a 2-second penalty. Metal Heavier 1234 is taking the opportunity to proceed forward on to 3rd place. Be very careful, but that's 350X. I almost barely had that chance and better make sure to pull the brake early before coming in. Maybe this is going to be having an instant replay to take a good look. Investigation is going to be the only way to take a good look out there to see it. But I mean, Jaguar accidentally attacked UDRS at the first turn. On to the last second, Metal Heavier 1234 is going in to take the slow down. Peugeot RCZ Group 3 is now going in, while UDRS Insportec of the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 has the only chances. We'll have to get back on track. So right now, Badass 350X is crossing the penalty line, and here comes Sector 3. We'll be going in at the sharp hairpin. Very nice, just keep it stationary. This one might have everything for itself. Inside cornering is going to be the only option for having one good skills of pro racing. Now we have Metal Heavier 1234 in the Peugeot RCZ Group 3 is now going in to take the silver spots. UDRS is in third place, but that one might have a one chance for having a comeback. We'll be going in to take the full straightaway in the next lap. Lap number 7 is on the way, and that one might take the most grueling battle out there for Chevrolet. We'll be taking on in Peugeot in second place. So heads up, looks like this one might have to go early braking. Take exercise caution when you can. There you go. Just going to have to close in. Metal Heavier 1234 is going on the defense. UDRS takes the offense. That one might have the inside cornering. We'll be going in for having an open moment. That should do it. Peugeot takes the outside. Chevrolet goes on the inside, while Jaguar is going right back in onto third place to be in the same inside position. How brilliant to see how Chevrolet is going to be quite doing successful for having a good interchange strategy effort for this kind of a first race. But maybe just going to have to take much respectful moments out there during the online competition race. That will make Liberty Digital to see some good racing highlight moments to be given some good judging efforts. Only 10 more laps to go. This is going to be the 8th lap. We'll be quite giving in, and this is going to be taking the few remaining gas amount is going to get a little bit decreased to be at least 25%. This one might have the early time. We're going into the pits, folks. UDRS will be calling out the pit signal. We'll have to go in. But precision gives a different count whenever they could probably have to do much better strategies by changing up onto different tires. Chevrolet Corvette C7 is now in the pits. That one might have the only best recommend call. We'll be going in to be using the hard racing compound tires to be selected. And we have the Brazilian racer in second place. Victor Goten is now going in, followed by KD 1997 in third place. Everybody is going in by having a hard racing ongoing effort out there to see it. Okay, where was I? Oh, just had a little dinner, so maybe this is going to be quite good to have my crew. We'll switch up the tire compound. Just going to have to take a little bit more time to refuel. Everybody is quite doing well out there. But that's 350X in the Jaguar F-Type, and Can't Handle It 187 is now in the pits to do the same thing. Everybody is now entering in. This one might have the time to pit out. Time to get back on the run, and this is going to be quite giving a good, interesting battle out there. Can't Handle It 187 in the Jaguar F-Type is now going in to take 8th place. UDRS has the only best opportunity out there. We'll be going in to take the most excited battle ever yet. Take Sector 2, we'll be going in. Audi is now going on the inside by having an offense. Can't Handle It 187 is taking the defense. I hope these two are actually trying to do their best out there. Going a little bit mid-outside cornering. They could probably have to stay a lot of good mobility balance out there. Leaving the school circuit layout, now going in onto the compact section. Keep going at it. Looks like Palladio is now going forward to take one push, trying to catch up onto Can't Handle It. Oh man, looks like Can't Handle It is going on the outside up the track and goes right back in. That one might have Audi will be taking forward to proceed onto 8th place. Now here comes Sector 3 at the sharp hairpin. Can't Handle It 187 is going in by the ropes. The spectators really love to see how these two are going in to keep going at it for having a most brilliant battle of all time. Will be taking a lot of good racing endurance. Going dived in at the sharp chicane. Just keep going. Looks like this one might take the chance towards the final turn. And go straight back in onto the straightaway before moving on to take lap number 9. Position number 7 is going to be quite changing up on it. The Brazilian racer is now going in to take the push. An impressive move. It looks like Metal Heavier 124 is now going to be in. But that one might have Pescia will be taking the advantage, will be crossing in by overtake at UDRS. Metal Heavier 1234 is now going in to catch up onto Jaguar and Audi in Sector 2. UDRS is still tries to keep it up, but this one might take limits. We'll have to do inside cornering, we'll be doing the same. Just keep going at it, folks. Looks like that is going to be quite doing impressive out there for having a battle for 7th place. Can't Handle It 187 is now going in to take the push. Jaguar is taking the off-ramp slipstream, will catch up onto Audi before taking on the next turn in the compact section. So let's see how the top 3 driver is doing. Victor Golden is now going in to take the lead. Grey Ghost is now in 2nd, and looks like Dank Gonje is now on to 3rd place. They're about to be moving forward to take the sharp chicane for 2nd and 3rd place driver. It's going to get a little bit grueling to see it. Hold on, yellow flag called. This cannot be good. This cannot be good for having a yellow flag call. Maybe this one might have an instant replay to take a good look. Alright then, looks like several drivers are now in the pits. By changing up the different tire compounds will be selected. Or they could probably have to stay the same whenever they really want to proceed forward by having a mandatory. 7 laps to go, and the battle continues on by having a rage effort. We'll have to step it up a notch, because Audi is now moving on to take 5th place, followed by Jaguar in 6th place. And also Pescia is in 7th place. This is going to be quite doing interesting out there for the first round in the Manufacturer Series. Take Sector 2 at the hairpin, we'll proceed forward, but this is going to get a little bit more outside cornering to see how 2 drivers are still actually trying to catch up onto the 5th place driver. That should probably have to do it for standard cornering. We'll have to keep going by having a mobility balance. Metal Heavier 1234 is now going on the offense by taking the next turn. It's about to get a little bit close in on the Can't Handle It 187 in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3. They're still going at it. This is going to be quite doing brilliant out there to see how these two are going in by having a good action. Have Sector 3 in the sharp hairpin. This is going to get a little bit struggle. Take your time, you two. Take your time, and this will might have the spectators who really love to see your kind of a good racing skills will do every montage moment. Goes dive down back in onto the sharp chicane. This is going to be quite doing grilling out there. And UDRS also knows the drill by taking a good exercise caution without getting caught in a penalty. That was the #1 best important trick we'll be going in to proceed forward by the book. But heads up, looks like Metal Heavier 1234 just barely took a 0.5 second penalty. This will might have an important warning before moving on to take the next penalty line to be in the current lap. And oh man, looks like Can't Handle It 187 in the Jaguar F-Type just barely lose control, and he is still going right back in onto 4th place. Metal Heavier 1234 in the Pescia RCZ Group 3 is still tries to keep it under control without adding an additional 0.5 second penalty. He did the right thing, but that we might have Sector 2 will proceed forward at the hairpin will be going in at the school circuit layout. UDRS is now going in to have a little bit comeback, but that one might take some chances. We'll be going hard. make that overtake on Can't Handle It 187 in the Jaguar F-Type, UDRS is moving on to take 5th place. Spectacular moment for having a best capability to see how many opponents are still tries to do an attempted recovery. But hold on, looks like this is going to get a little bit chances out there. Metal Heavier is now crossing the penalty line quickly, and that one might have Sector 3 for UDRS will be going in at the sharp hairpin moment. Wait, what's this? Metal Heavier 1234 is now going right back in by having a little take back. This is going to be quite unexpected out there, folks. What in the most grueling struggle battle in the first round. But hold on, looks like this is going to get a little bit roughhousing at the chicane. Bummer, looks like this is not good. This is not good at all. I cannot believe that this is going to be the most hardest ever thing in the first round by having a spin out by a collision. Man, Can't Handle It 187 is going to be quite very upset, including myself. And here comes lap number 12, and that one might have several drivers by entering the pits will have to switch up onto the tire compound. And here's Gui Miata 5039 in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3 is now going in. This one might take some few turns for having a one quick grueling endurance to be moving on to take the 12th lap. Everybody is gunning in for having a crowded drivers will be going in onto the school circuit section. Take the hairpin before going on to the next hairpin. We'll be doing one at a time. But everybody is still tries to take a lot of running segment out there because it takes 5-point race entry for the first start. We'll have to do much brilliant perfection. We'll have to take many ways. We'll have to be going in to take on for the second round. So meanwhile, on to the top 3 drivers. Gabriel Grigori is now going in to take the lead by having a good successful comeback in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG is now taking on for having a good successful running moment out there. And also for the second place driver from Brazil is now coming along very nicely. It looks like Metal Heavier 1234 in the Peugeot RCZ Group 3 is now taking 3rd place. Everybody is now going to be trying to stay strong and keep a little bit calm pressure at the sharp chicane. But this is going to be quite taking a risk danger zone whenever we had to keep it much careful for only one car for only a limit. But maybe this is going to be having an instant replay for the last part. But I mean, it was completely unacceptable for having 2 cars by having a spin out or more. Here comes lap number 13. It's about to be going in for having a continued conclusion to see how Metal Heavier 1234 is now going to be quite taking the 3rd place finish. Everybody is still pushing in for having a hard time out there for only this part of the lobby is going to be quite taking a lineup in formation. They have already made it onto Sector 2. This is going to be quite having a party lineup out there. Take the next hairpin, goes right in. And now they have already leave the school circuit section, now goes back in onto the compact. Can't Handle It 187 in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3 is still tries to push up onto Gui Miata's 39 in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3. But that one might have the short straightaway will be going in at Sector 3 in the sharp hairpin. On to the last minute for UDRS. It still tries to keep up on it to catch up with the rest of the drivers, but several drivers is now taking the effect of the penalty for only 1 or 2. We'll have to keep an eye out. If only have to take a good instant replay during this part of the competition race, that would might be quite giving a good helpful needed to be having some good support. Every race has to be quite taking a lot of perfection, but sometimes having a little bit drama is going to be quite taking a hard time whenever they really need to have some points. We'll have to continue on for the next round. Lap number 14 is going in to proceed forward. Everybody is still tries to take that struggle battle out there after taking the second turn. It's about to get a little bit more tricky to see it. Several drivers is going a little bit far separate at Sector 2 after leaving Sector 1. Will be going in at the hairpin. But that's 350X in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3 is now going down onto a place, followed by Can't Handle It 187. They have already coming back in onto the compact circuit after the school circuit. Come on, just gonna keep trying in. After leaving having a sharp circuit layout is going to be quite taking in onto Sector 3. But looks like this is going to be quite doing well out there for Victor Goulton is moving on to take third place. The fourth place driver is now proceed forward, is going to get a little bit more struggle on to be taking on for the next lap. I mean, this is going to be quite taking some struggle out there for only few drivers in this part of the area at the straightaway before taking on the 15th lap. So heads up folks, the fuel map is about to get a little bit lower, so be remembered, just going to have to use the fuel map in case the start of the race. Just going to have to go on to power number 2 will stay on track. And here's Grey Ghost 126 is still going at it. But my throat is going to be quite getting a little bit itchy and almost a little bit scratchy, but it's going to have to take a little bit more time to refresh with some water, but almost running out of breath. But that one might take for only 2 more laps to go by the remaining. So let's see how everybody is doing at the next hairpin after Sector 2 goes in onto the first part. And oh man, looks like this is going to get a little bit of contact out there. Grey Ghost 126 in the Porsche 911 RSR just barely took a 0.5 second penalty, followed by Dank Donje in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage is going in without having a penalty. Just going to have to keep on track. This one might have position number 12 is going to be having a main result outcome for UTRS. After spending a few more laps of attempting interchange, this is going to be the only part to be in the first round will have to come to an end before moving on to the next round. Goes a little bit much different for the same category, and the Group 4 will be taking the next part. Disciplines in the manufacturer series will have to take much brilliant skills out there, but it takes a lot of risk whenever they have to take plenty more concentration without having a criticism or with it. Few drivers are now proceed forward to take on for the next lap. Everybody is now moving on to take the 16th lap until the final lap is about to be going in. But wait, this is going to be having one last stop for UTRS by having a fuel reminder. That one might take one last call, will have to be stepped up a notch until it'll have to take one last important notice, until important lessons might have to take one pit stop for only 2 tires for only a switch limit. Just gonna have to wait for my crew will have to be going in to switch up to have some new batch of hard racing compound tires, and that one might take plenty of fuel, will be good as new. That should probably have to do it. Now it goes right back down on to position number 16. Just gonna have to keep trying until staying on to position number 15, and here's Kush God 22 in the Nissan GTR. Now, this is going to be quite very upset for the United Defensive Reformation Service. It is going to be quite taking a little bit more distractions that I just really do not want this to be part of the segment. Rehearsal act is going to be the only way for having a commentating moment out there, for having a good racing reaction to see it. So it's about to be going in. Just going to have to take one more lap until this race will be over soon. Just gonna have to keep trying, and things has to be quite going a little bit much situated for only 25% remaining by less. So here it comes, folks. Looks like this is going to be the final lap. Gabriel Gregory in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3 is now going on a higher roll for having a much brilliant successful whenever he can probably take on the first place podium finish for having a good time to be in the first round. Everybody is still going at it to be in the far separate, but that means it's going to have to take several drivers will be doing one more chance for having a most main outcome. But it might have to take one separate chances. We'll be going in by taking an edge of humiliation, or it'll have to go again for the next round. We'll have to move on. Just gonna have to keep pushing in, and oh boy, just keep a little bit under control for UTRS. That one might have some skill handling issues for Insportec. Is going to be having a little hard time. Everybody is all in for having the 17th lap. Will proceed to the final, but that one might have Victor Goten from Brazil in second place. Is going to be quite going in to catch up. That one might have some good ongoing efforts out there, and we have Palado is now going to be on to third place. It's going to have to take one last chicane before taking on the final turn. Gabriel Grigori is now becomes the first place winner in the first round in the 2021 series of the Manufacturer Series. Mercedes-Benz takes the successful win. I cannot believe it. What in the most unstoppable race ever of all time. Gabriel Grigori is now taking first place for having a good, remarkable finish. What an excited race ever out there, folks. That is incredible. I have no idea how he can do it, but that was quite very fascinating. Only 1 minute remaining. This will might have the most final stand for everybody. Will have to proceed forward to the finish line. But that one might take one last call, including UDRS is still tries to have a hard time out there on Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix. Everybody is now moving forward to take the finish line, but it will have to take 37 seconds remaining. Lamborghini and Chevrolet is going to be taking one last stand before the time runs out. Better hurry up. The main results will have to take many time until it'll have to proceed forward to take one last stand before which one of them will be taking home the finish line. Looks like Lamborghini is going on the approach. This is going to be quite good. And UTRS takes last place by having a shame of defeat. On the bright side, but that one might take plenty more practice whenever they can probably have to be the most better driver will be mastered on Barcelona Grand Prix layout. Man, this is a pretty hard start for the beginning. But that one might have 31 points for having the most finest successful race that we might have to try to do their best. So right now, this is going to be having the most main outcome for the results. But the bad news is for UDRS, position number 16 is going to be the only hard spot out there to see it. But that one might have the only top 3 drivers is only have 1 Argentina and 2 Brazilian racers for having a good top 3 finish. Gabriel Grigori in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3 for having a good, brilliant, successful run out there to be going to be in first place. Victor Golten in the Jaguar F-Type Group 3 is now having a good second place finish. And also for the third place driver in the Audi R8 LMS 2015, Palado Oristio is now having a good run out there for having a good, brilliant, successful effort out there for having the most finest race of all time. So let's go over to congratulations to the 3 drivers for having a good, best, successful win. But yeah, maybe this is going to be having a first start. We'll have to be quite doing much harder for only 5-point race entries by having a chance. But maybe it will have to be quite taking much really successful chance. We'll have to move on. But a received response from Badaz 350X Apology accepted. I know how forgiveness makes a matter during the competition race, so don't get negative, just have a positive apology after the race is over. The first season in the 2021 Series Manufacturer Series is just the beginning. It was a tough start in round 1 in Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix on lap number 11, and I ended up in 16th place by a crushing defeat. But there is another lesson to be learned, folks. In turn 13 to 15 at the small curbstone, make sure to let one opponent at a time to give some extra space. We'll be giving a good slightly opportunity. We'll be moving on towards the final turn that will make a good proper strategy in general. One down, only 9 more to go in the first season. Moving on in round 2 for the next race, we'll be at Autodrome Lago Maggiore West for the Group 4 category for 18 laps, and this time I'm about to show you guys that I'm about to have my Corvette C7 Group 4 with the UDRS in Sportec to have a good mixture with my design and the Grand Sport variant. Thank you for tuning in on my video, folks. I hope you enjoy. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads to be turned on, and the links are in the description down below if you really want to see more. You can check it out on Instagram, Deepnet Art, GT Planet, and other social media platforms if you really want to follow me. And don't forget to support my main project, Vision Total Drama, the next chapter of the Total Drama fan art to support the community. I'll be seeing you guys next time in the 2021 Series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.